Well, the sun is out now, but it certainly wasn't out this morning. I'm glad it wasn't. So today's Saturday. Feels like a Monday, doesn't it? Or Tuesday. Today is Saturday, and I told James there was 10 horses I wanted to go with him this morning. They went a slow mile, whereas everybody else is going to train Tuesday and then back Saturday for the first drone day of 2020. Will be Saturday, planned tentatively for Saturday, January the 4th. Today we had 10 we wanted to go with. I wanted to get through the babies. We got 2 left, the 2-year-olds and the babies. We'll start with the babies. As I said, we had 10 to go with today. I'll talk about them as I go along. Adrenaline Rush was one of the horses today. James went with him. We ended up going a mile in 2:44, which is really good. This horse is a little lazy, but he's not sour. He's happy. He's just lazy. Both him and Warwe Was Up were very good this morning. Argento went with, Adrenaline Rush went with the Fat Cobra, who also was pretty good today. All 10 that I went with today, I was happy. Sure, there were some shortcomings. Try to Tease Me was a little cranky on the end of the mile, but Let's Roll On had made a little break in the last turn. He's getting better, but he's still a little self-conscious with no hobbles on. Made a little break in the last turn. James lost him, and Try to Tease Me got away on him, and then kind of pulls up a little bit, gets a little sour at the end of the mile. So she was on our list, obviously, to go with today for that reason. We're going to continue to put work in on her and work on her front feet, and I hope and suspect she'll get better as the weeks go along. For her, I hope they do. Otherwise, the reason that we're going with these horses right now is the February 12th sale or whatever in Ohio is coming up. And as I said, I don't mind lazy horses that you got to work and work and work with them, or horses that have issues. But if you're just going to be sour and not want to do your work, then we're not going to have a place for you in 2020. And I didn't see much of that today. I saw a tiny bit of it from Try to Tease Me, but I assume she's fast though. But I assume with work that will chip away at that exterior and that will dissipate. So back to the list. Adrenaline Rush was good this morning. Argento, the first 2 on the list, both went today. Argento was very, very good. I can see what they're seeing when he gets to the turn by the road. For those of you that have been to Tomiko Training Center or watch closely, there's actually Campbellville side road. The road is right by the far turn, the closest turn, I guess, if you're parked there. And that's a tight turn. And Argento just needs about 3 or 4 steps getting into that turn to square himself up. I think we put a little gate and strap on him and work on that. I would suspect he's got a little curb or something coming right behind. We can work on that and get him cleaned up. Other than that, very strong today, very good. He stayed trotting, never made a break. I was very happy with him. Barbie's Crown has made it into what I would call the open trot right now. She received an A+ the other day and looked great on the track today. I already have all the sets made for next Saturday. We're gonna train the horses on Tuesday. I want to make sure that those sets are good. The last thing I want is horses in with horses that shouldn't be in with them, right? So horses that are struggling a bit, like Adrenaline Rush or the Fat Cobra, any of the horses we went with today that are trying to get their feet underneath them, we don't want to put them in with a horse that's gonna annihilate them. So we want to, right now it's important that we pair them properly. Today we paired them properly. Tuesday we're gonna see how those set lists look, and then we'll cement that for Saturday. Barbie's Crown was very good. I suspect she'll stay in the open trot area for next Saturday. Beef and Cheddar was castrated over the holidays. We didn't train him today. His first training set will be on Tuesday. He's not going to be perfect overnight. You could see in the open house he was wandering. The only incident we had was one horse got out of gear, run sideways, and kind of interfered with another horse, and that was Beef and Cheddar. So we opted to castrate him, get his head in the game, and get him good. So that's why we did that, and I didn't see him go today, but I will see him go on Tuesday. Braemar, obviously, he didn't go today. He's off. I was surprised. It was such a short turnaround on the OCD surgeries this year. I guess he's going to start back jogging the first part of the year, which is shocking. But the leg looks great. As soon as the sutures come out, it sounds like he's ready to start going. So we'll pull those sutures out, I guess, first week of January, and then he'll be jogging at the first drone day, but he won't be in the first drone day, obviously. Blue Monk was on our list today. On the left line, wandering all over the track a little bit. We put a head pull on him for the first time, and he hated it. That's okay. He's just learning. As I said to James is a little frustrated with him today, and I said, just relax. This horse has come such a long way in a short period of time. He's going to bump up against walls in the dark that he needs help getting through. Getting on that left line, likely that left curb. So instead of a head pole, we'll put a line pole and a Murphy blind on him, maybe even a jawbreaker on him to help him get through that for a while. But yeah, he's a little stubborn, but there's nothing wrong with that. These are big animals. And until you get them trained or until they're comfortable with you, their first instinct is going to be pushback. So when they hit a head pole on their neck, they want to fight with that head pole. If you do something they don't like, their first instinct is to push back. So that's the part of the process of polishing these horses up, breaking them, getting them to understand. Once they understand what their job is, it's usually full speed ahead after that. And Blue Monk just doesn't get it yet. There's nothing wrong with that. He came in a lot later than everybody else. He ended up with a big curb. I like this colt a lot. And as I said to James, just relax. It's not the end of the world. It is December the 28th. You're expecting a lot from a horse that hasn't been here very long. Before Blue Monk, I apologize. Better's Hope. Better's Hope will be in on Tuesday. I think James is down to go with him, if I'm not mistaken, on Tuesday. We'll get a good look at Better's Hope. I thought he was good the other day at the open house, but I thought he should have finished off his mile. He was coming to the leader and kind of hung. And I can't say that's what he did. Drew, who went with him, didn't say that's what he did also. But to me, my naked eye, it looked to me like that's what he did. So we'll take a look at him. Certainly no issues with Better's Hope at this point. Great gait, well-bred, does everything very, very well. Brilliant Corners has a tiny little... now, they didn't say there was an OCD fragment. It looks like a fragment broke apart in his hock. His hock blew up a little bit, little inflammation we're dealing with. And I talked to the surgeon. She's going to sneak him in and get that cleaned up. So just go in, clean those little fragments up. Not a big deal at all. Brilliant Corners, although he will not be going Tuesday or Saturday. He'll be back soon enough. Broadway Roll looked good today. Still a little tender on that left hind curb. That was crowd, but I saw her jog. She looked very, very good. You could tell, only because I knew she just had a curb and a couple of splints. Crowd, I was watching her closely. You could see her. I thought she favored it just a hair, but certainly by Tuesday and then again on Saturday, I'm sure that will dissipate and she'll be closer to 100%. Cambridge Star, I didn't see him go today, but Danny said he was very, very good. I know at the open house he was good, and then the next training day, I asked him for a lot. I put him in the deep end of the pool, and John Downey was going with him. I said, hey, cut this little guy loose. Don't cut him any slack. I want him working. He got tired, but he worked very, very good. Never made a break and was trotting great. Really like what I've seen from this little colt so far. Cambridge Star. Can't deny my spirit has been good throughout. Everybody I hear whispers once in a while, can we geld this colt? Can we geld this colt? I probably will in the new year, I suppose. Last thing we want is him getting hurt. Remember what happened with Sunshine and Shade, how he got hurt towards the start of his season, acting up in the stall. And I don't want to see a repeat of this. So I'm keeping a very close eye on this colt, but I'm leaning towards possibly castrating him in the new year. Can't Muscle Me. I wanted to go with her today, but I knew the track was going to break up, and I went with 10. James and I went with 10 that I thought I had to go with. This filly will get the trotting hobbles on, and she will be going very, very soon. Probably, we're training Tuesday. I might put the hobbles on her Monday and let her feel them for Monday morning. Captain's Made a little off right hind. I had the vet x-ray her today. He hasn't confirmed he can x-ray her today. She's not, as I said to him, she's not quite lame enough or sore enough to warrant a x-ray, but I do want to see if something's going on there. Anytime you see a horse get off a little bit and you say, oh, they could have kicked the wall, oh, they could have got cast, they could have done a lot of things, but what is it? Is there something there? It's very simple. If we x-ray her and there's nothing there, don't worry about it. If there is something forming there, we want to be on top of it early on. I would say there's no concerns as of yet. Yeah, there's always a concern when you see a horse a little bit off right hind, but I want to see what it is. She's not in a position where you say, oh my God, her leg's broken. No, she's got a little, there could be a little something there that might warrant a little time, but not a big deal. This filly's out there pacing with her ears up, got a great attitude. I love what I see, and I always have, from Captain's Made. Carry a Big Stick continues to roll along well. Just got to watch him in the turns. We talked about this. I think either this week coming or the week after, James and I will take, we might take 3 or 4 horses over, but one for sure, we Carry a Big Stick and Let's Roll On. Those 2 horses need to maybe go over to Mohawk, just keep their confidence up, right? Last thing you want to do is see them upset when they're going to train a mile, or frustrated when they make a break, when they don't really need to. I know that Let's Roll On will have to learn how to race on a half-mile track, but we have 6 months to do that, right? His attitude is great. His work ethic is top shelf. We just don't want to give him a reason not to want to do it every single day. And I think taking a couple of trips over to Mohawk could go a long way in the development for Let's Roll On and Carry a Big Stick. Cut the Line has been good throughout and looks good. There's a filly you're going to hear about called Darling Please. This is a trotting filly by Merchandiser that was sent here. She was the last one to arrive. She doesn't know anything yet. You could see it. Oh, you didn't see it the last training day here. She was just wandering around making breaks, but lots of speed and got a great gait, so it's just a matter of teaching her. And Darling Please appears to have a good gait. I haven't gone with this filly yet. I just saw Danny go with her, so she'll be on my list and James's list, say Monday. Every day in the next coming weeks, there might be 2 or 3 or 4 that James and I will go with, as I want to start polishing them up, getting them up. If they don't understand their work, we'll be going with them. If they don't want to do their work, we'll be going with them. As I said, there's not a lot of horses fit into the ladder, and we will pay very close attention to the ones that do, because if they continue to not want to do their work, they can go not do their work somewhere else. So, Darling Please is a horse you're going to be hearing about in the coming weeks and months. Desperado looked good on the track today. I like what I've seen from this horse. Eternity Road, another A-plus horse, is probably near the top of the class right now. I can think of a couple that can go with him, probably 4 or 5 that can go with him and that are definitely in his class. Any one of those 4 or 5 can beat any one of the other 4 or 5, depending on the day and the trip and the mile. But Eternity Road definitely near the top of the class here at Tomiko Training Center this year thus far. First glances look great over the last month or so and look good again training the other day. Fox Valley Britska, we had backed this horse down, taking very close eye on his knees. Now, as I said, and some of you said, well, is Britska on your list to potentially go to the sale? No. I don't have a problem with horses that have issues. We can work with issues. It's just horsemanship to work with issues. The problem we can't work with is horses with bad attitudes. Horses that don't want to do their work and continually exhibit those same telltale signs of bad attitudes on the track, whether it be training and carrying it through to their racing career. I don't want to have those horses around. You know, I work hard, and I say this all the time to you guys. I work hard. Our crew works incredibly hard. I'm sure you work incredibly hard, and we only expect the same from our horses. And if there's a reason stopping them from doing, like Fox Valley Britska, his knees are bothering him, fine. Scale it back, work on his knees, and then when he's comfortable and ready to do his work, you can be sure he will. And that's what I expect, and that's what they do. And Fox Valley Britska is a horse that he's been trotting great now and looks good. His knees were bothering him, so we backed him off a little bit. He'll be back going this Saturday also. Frilly Fringes, I'd said to Mariotte, this is an incredibly talented and powerful filly. She's a little self-conscious, sitting right behind somebody and having horses go by her. So what did we do this morning? Sit her in the 2-hole, go by her with another horse, then move her, stop her, have another horse go by her again. We will fix she's just a little tentative on the track. She's a little nervous. And as I said to him, we're not going to fix this by babying her. You're going to fix it by continually putting her in a position to be scared until she's not scared anymore. And that's what our job is. Educate and exercise. Pretty simple. 2 E's here at thestable.ca. So, Frilly Fringes was very, very good again this morning. Girls with Swirls, same thing. She's just learning to do her work and doing it very well. Just a filly, the kind of middle of the order, right? That middle group just kind of always does it right. And I think she's a filly that's going to start to shine as we go further and further and she starts to build her confidence and strength. I think this is a filly that you're going to see climb the ladder throughout the winter and the spring. Gray is the new red. This is a filly that you're going to have to keep your eye on. She always looks good. She's a big, powerful filly. She's not a big, powerful filly. Medium-sized filly, but she is a powerful filly. She can move quick. She's smart. She knows what her work is. She's happy to do it. Exactly what I want to see from a horse this time of year. GW Chrome. I didn't put the hobbles on him today. I guess it was too muddy anyway. This is the horse on Monday. We'll probably put the hobbles on. As I said, trot's great. He beat everybody in the training center. Eternity Road, all our best trotters. I beat them with GW Chrome the other day, but you got to watch him in the turns. And I think that frustrates him a little bit. You know, he can trot so hard down the straights, then you come to the turns and he's got to set himself up, and it takes him a good 2 or 3 strides to get into the turn. Then he's in neutral through the middle of the turn, and he starts to slowly creep back up into a higher gear as he comes out of the turn. That's just being a little self-conscious in the turns. You can be sure he's just touching himself somewhere, just interfering a little bit, and it's causing him to have that weak feeling in the turns, that feeling of uncertainty in the turns. And I think with the hobbles on, I think he will explode through the turns and will be a very difficult horse to beat all winter long and hopefully all summer in 2020. So GW Chrome looks great and has looked great. Holy Chick continues, another one like Girls with Swirls, meaty part of the order, great attitude, trots nice, horse that people are going to see once in a while and say, geez, who was that? And that will be the Holy Chick. She will make her way up the list also as things start to settle throughout the winter into the spring and heading into the qualifying season. You're going to see her start to climb the ladder also, I'm sure. Italian Grit was a horse that James went with today. I went with Argento, as I said. He went with Italian Grit. Both were good. Neither were on the list because they were being bad. I wanted to see why Argento was rough in the turns. I got a very good look at it and know exactly what's going on. He got to look at Italian Grit only because Italian Grit needed work. That's all. There was nothing wrong with him. He's doing everything right. He's following right. He's leading right. Doesn't quite pick the bit up yet, as James said, but that's good. You know, the one fault of the Guccios was that they were hot and they'd get pacey. This guy's quiet and lazy. Might be a good thing. So Italian Grit, another horse you guys are going to be watching throughout the season, looked good this morning training. Glare AM isn't doing anything like Braemar. She's off with the OCD surgery. Not a big deal there. I'm a Lovely Lady continues to look good. You know, I told them, you got to put some bandages on her behind a set of bell boots. She made a little break in a weird place the other day. And Kirby, God love him, Kirby says, no, she doesn't need anything. Yes, she does. She's going to get a little set of polos behind and a tiny set of bell boots. She is a very, very fast filly. I'm Hill on Wheels. Amy went with the other day. Said he was running in a little bit, but very strong. I thought he looked fantastic on the track the other day. I'm Hill on Wheels. Certainly no concerns there. Jazzy Judy looked good. This will be Jazzy Judy's first or second drone video and her last for a bit. This is a filly that doesn't have any stakes eligibilities until September of next year. So we're probably going to train Jazzy Judy in 45 on Tuesday and Saturday, and then Jazzy Judy's going to be turned out to grow up just for about 3 weeks. 3 weeks, as the Aussies would say. We're going to spell her. We're going to spell her. What the hell that means. Turn her out for 3 weeks. So Jazzy Judy's going out in the field for a few weeks after this Saturday. Jesse Balboa is starting to come on now. Understands his work, trotting very good. This horse I probably will take the hobbles off of at some point in the near future, but for now he likes them, he uses them, and he's trotting very, very good at the track with them on. Keystone Raven, just going to be managing her. She's a little cranky, but fast filly. A little cranky, as I said to James. We jog her in open bridle with no hobbles, which I do not do with any of the babies. But with her, yeah, we're going to bend a little bit for Keystone Raven because I think she's fast. I think she's a filly that if we keep her happy and keep her sharp and interested, I think she could become any kind of horse. So Keystone Raven has been good and hopefully continues to be good. Let's Roll On was good again today. Made a break, but those things don't concern me with this guy. It's a big giant colt on a half-mile track. He's allowed to make the odd break or more than odd break. But he made it almost the whole way today. Made a little break in the last turn, come right back up trotting and look great. James likes him. He was a little frustrated with him before when he made breaks, but as I said to him, he's a big boy. I know he has to learn to trot on a half-mile track, and he will. Just give him some time, give him some space. Speed is no problem with this guy. Strength, durability, great attitude, great work ethic. Let's Roll On. We'll get it. I'm certain of that. Lincoln Hanover continues to impress and look good. You guys are going to pay attention to him coming up. Haven't said much about him. We castrated him. He had a splint crowd. Lincoln Hanover is a very nice horse. This is a Chapter 7 colt we bought on day 1 of Harrisburg, and he certainly hasn't disappointed. Miss Meringue, you see how big she is. Next time you guys are actually at the farm, go over and see how big Miss Meringue is. This is a huge filly. She's starting to trot real good, real strong. James has been going with her. I don't think he's going with her on Saturday, though. But she has been going very, very good. Mama Knows Best won her training set the other day. I gave her an A-. Wow. Mama Knows Best has been very good and looked very impressive the last training day. Very happy with her. Momo, as I said, was slipping the other day. Needs a head pull and Murphy Blind on the left. and maybe have a heavier set of hobbles on her, but she was great otherwise the other day. My Jazz, a filly I'm going to work with first of the week, doing her work just fine. Just needs to do a little bit more of it. I know Steve goes with her. She struggles a little bit. Jody won the open house set with her. You just have to push her. Push her at the proper spots and hold her together when she's not ready to be pushed. So My Jazz, I'll be going with her first of the week. No free lunch. Danny said he's been going great. I was going to go with him. Danny said you don't need to. The horse is fine. We just put a brain cord on him because he was throwing his head and being stupid, but looked fine today, Danny said. Northern Blizzard, just teetering on maybe having to get a set of hobbles on, but he trotted good today, made a little break in the straightaway. James said if he just runs out a bit or just runs in a bit, he makes a little break or gets out of gear. You got to watch him. Might be a good candidate for the hobbles. Might try them on him on Monday. But very nice gait, very good looking horse. Could be any kind of horse also, as I said to James training today. Off-Road Hanover looked good and continues to look good. I'll continue to tell you about this horse till he's sold out, I suppose. But you are going to have to pay attention to Off-Road Hanover throughout the winter. He's going to make sure you pay attention to him, not just me. Perfect Record made a little break on Mario training last week, but just knuckled over, and I want to see how he goes this week. Tuesday and Saturday he's going. I believe I put Mario back up on him after making a few little changes this week. Rito Sunshine. Oh, I gotta call Danny. We forgot to give him X-Stem. A couple of horses that just spike temperatures now and again. Rito's one of them. Looked good on the track today, but Danny said he had a temperature of 100.6 or 7 today, which isn't really that high. Shouldn't be there, though. So we're going to maybe put a couple of these horses on X-Stem. This guy and the other Sunshine Beach filly, Sunshine in May, we'll talk about her in a minute. She's another one that has a lot of discharge all the time. So we're going to maybe clamp down on them and see if we can get them healthy over the next few weeks and keep them healthy. Rose Run Wanda went from being on my shit list, so to speak, to cracking the top 10 the other day, I believe. I gave her a C because coming into the other day when she won her training set, she I think she was like 14. It doesn't matter. She had been cranky and hard to deal with, and I was a little rough with her training the other day, but she responded very, very well and looked very good. Very interested to see how this filly's going to look on Tuesday and Saturday. Gave her a C, but you can be sure if she looks as good as she did training the other day, that will change for the better very, very soon. Rose Run Why Not, also a horse that won her training set the other day and looked good doing it. Very interested to see how she's going to look. If you can remember, her and Miss Meringue, as I said, were twins almost when I bought them. So very interested to see how they're going to pan out throughout the year. Round Midnight was castrated. His first training set will be back on Tuesday and then back Saturday. Royal Tyrone, another horse that was castrated. That's Jody's horse. Just a little green. Not a big deal. Just a little bit green, old Tyrone. And he'll be fine. Roy Hill, A+. I don't need to talk about Roy Hill. Roy Hill will do all the talking for himself throughout the winter. You will have to pay attention to Roy Hill. Set the Mood, Mario was very happy with him. When we castrated him, he got a little infection in his scrotum area, and you noticed he was a little choppy going. I assume that's why. And looked great on the track today. That's all cleaned up. Mario said he was fantastic. So admirable, looks so good on the track. This is a filly James continues to rave about. I gave her a B+ last week, but again, that will probably be raising also. Very smart, very durable, very quick filly. Very happy with her. Saurus Blue Chip's a horse that needs to be castrated. Saw him on the track day goofing off again. They just didn't get a chance to do him yet, the vet, but he will. I suspect he'll either be castrated and miss the drone this week, or he'll be castrated shortly thereafter. But Saurus Blue Chip will make a much better gelding than Stud on the track. Certainly, I'm sure of that. Stacy Hanover looked good today. She continues to do her work very well. Sunshine in May, and there I got to her. She needs a. All right, I'll be there in 1 sec. Well, he needs a channel change on the TV. I can't believe he knows how to set up the computer and TV. I'm surprised he can't do it. Sunshine in May. She's another filly. He had a little mucus. Her and the other horse I was just telling you about, Rito Sunshine. We're going to put them both on X-Stem. Get them started to clean them up. Surreal Love was good again today. I gave him a C just because he's kind of a middle of the road horse. He's on the tipping point, right? Is he going to start to slide a bit? Is he going to come forward? That will be up to him, but he's got a really nice gait, that horse. Sweet Ambitions has been good and was really, really good training the other day. James really likes her. Tanzanite Tricks continues to do her work well. Just goes out and does her work. She's a worker. So she's been very good. That's my girl. I gave her an A-. This is a filly I suspect will begin to climb the ladder early part of January and will ascend somewhere up into the top 10 by the time we get to qualifiers. This is a filly that reminds me a lot of War We Welcome. She's durable, strong. I was worried about the breaks she was making at the start, but I put her in a position to make multiple breaks the other day. She never made one. Very impressed with That's My Girl. The Fat Cobra was good today. Picks at his knee a little bit, stands off a little bit, but not a big deal. I think his biggest problem is knees hurt him. So I told Johnny McKinnon takes care of the Fat Cobra. Just blister him up everywhere else, poultice his knees, work on his knees and his feet, and we'll see if we can keep him sound. But he was very good today. Tipsy and Dixie, first time with the hobbles on today, and she was good. She just wanders. She's just a little green. We'll continue to chip away at her. Try to tease me. Trot's good and isn't pulling up, clearing to the lead now, but opened up by 3 down the lane and then pulled up. You know, the only reason I cut this filly some slack right now is because this is the same type of thing Compass Rose DC did last year. Just green, stupid, pulling up, being dumb. So I'll cut her some slack, but she's got some she's not going to make it to June if she doesn't come around in a big hurry. So I'm going to keep a very close eye on her over the next 30 days as the February 12th sale is coming up. This is one filly in particular. She is going to have to change her attitude very, very quickly. Walk on the Moon has been very good throughout and looks very, very good still right now. Warwee was up, biggest surprise of the day. This horse went from being extremely lazy and hard to get motivated to pretty good today. I was really happy. Margot come up and says, he's better than a C. I said, okay, we'll find out if he's better than a C. These marks can change. These were the marks as of last week. I expect all the C's to be better than C's very, very soon, but we will see, won't we? Where We Welcome was very good amongst the top of the class. We keep talking about there's 5 or 6 A+, and they all belong at the top of the class. I'm looking at the A+ now, you know, on the trotting side. Barbie's Crown. I gave an A- to Can't Deny My Spirit, and he's one of our best horses. Eternity Road. GW Chrome only got an A, and he beat them all the other day. Mama Knows Best got an A-. A+, Roy Hill, that's different. That's My Girl, I only give an A- to. War We Welcome, and the last filly on the list, Won My Heart Hanover. There's 4 A+ that I can see here, maybe 5 at the most. But War We Welcome, again, in that top grouping. Well and Down has been very good. She likes to goof off and bounce around on the track, but when it's time to go, she can really pace, and she looked great open house day and looked great training the other day. And then last and certainly not least is My Girl. Won My Heart Hanover. I keep saying My Girl because she's the one I picked out. She's the one horse that wasn't just about money. That was the horse I picked out from day one at Harrisburg. 1, because I knew we could afford her. 2, because I liked everything about her, and she's proving me right. She looks fantastic right now. So that's all the babies. That's what they've been up to. That's what I think of them. And Tuesday, we will see as I train them on Tuesday, and then Saturday will be our first drone session of 2020. Mark that on your calendar. Saturday, January the 4th. Take care. I'll be back in a minute. We still got the 2-year-olds, and then I'm all done.